barrier to people finding out what's going on, and I just wish they'd think about what they're doing and be more helpful. Anyway, the International Forecaster is about business, finance, economics, and social and political issues. And we publish by email on Wednesdays and Saturdays, about 35 pages each time. We have a hard copy that goes out twice a month by regular mail for those who do not have access to the Internet. If you'd like to get a free introductory copy, there's 3 ways you can do it. Go to the site, theinternationalforecaster.com, theinternationalforecaster.com. The email address, international_forecaster@yahoo.com. international_forecaster@yahoo.com. And toll free 800-375-4188. That's 800-375-4188.
All right, fine. Let's go to Mark, who's calling from Idaho. Mark, hi. Do you have a question or comment for our guest? And once again, our telephone number is 1-888-24-LIBERTY, 1-888-24-LIBERTY, or 464-8295. Mark, do you have a question or comment?
Yes. Good evening, gentlemen. The question I had is we at our company have been working with Norway and Ireland. One's a vendor, and then we have a sales rep there. And what I've seen with the kroner, Iceland's obviously had some problems, but with Norway we had some just a 40% drop in the cost, which helped us, but it hurt the vendor. And with Ireland, with this activity we have going on there, when they wire us money, Bob, would you say you'd see both those countries' currencies weakening, or will our dollar be positive for a while, or is it just a dead-end situation with the currencies there?
Well, we give the trade position for Norway every month, and that's their trade position, balance of payments, deficit in this case, not counting oil. And the price of oil's come down, so that's hurt Norway. And they were running a deficit, not huge, but they were running a deficit. And so as a non-euro currency, I think probably they'll generally follow other currencies in Europe, not the pound, because I think the pound is going to get slaughtered. And it was down 8 pence today, which is, 5 pence is large. Usually those swings are 1 or 1.5 pence or something like that. And so I don't think Norway's going to be in a special problem. Ireland is. I think that, first of all, back in 1992, I said one interest rate will not fit every country that's in the Eurozone. And now there's 16. There was 12 then. And it's proven, because the low interest rates that were generated to help larger economies such as Germany and France, they gave Spain and Ireland, Greece, Italy, and Portugal a gift. And they shouldn't have had interest rates that low. And so Ireland's in deep trouble. And I think that what's going to probably happen is that there's a good chance the euro is going to break up. And it could be soon, but I rather think it might take another year or so. But it could be soon. And
so would you say if you get too deep into jobs or operations there, that by the time you get paid, that you may want to, obviously you ask, hey, send the funds in U.S. dollars because it's better, or that's the way it would be, but would it be not or advisable just to cut operations there because it's just they it could weaken so fast that you may never get any money out of it? Or
well, I would bill U.S. dollars, and on a 30-day time frame, and then I think you can protect yourself in the short term, particularly with the euro. I'm not too concerned about the krona, whether it's Norwegian, Danish, or Swedish. I think they'll hold up reasonably well, but the euro is going to have a hard time. Italy should have never been allowed to join. They weren't in a financial position to do so, and it's just something that should have never happened. The euro should have never happened. There's no constitution for Europe. It was voted down by Ireland, which is one of the greatest things they've ever done since they saved civilization and during the Dark Ages. And but I think if you continue to operate, and you can do so, you just bill in dollars. And if they don't want to do that, just say, well, we're going to have to shut down.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Mark.
Hey, thank you very much. You guys have a good day.
You're more than welcome. And I think that we're going to have real problems. Of course, the whole idea of the euro was, of course, to create a one government over there for the whole of Europe, and then to begin to create these same similar units here in North America, South America, Africa, Europe, and Asia, and then eventually to join them all together into this world government. Everything they do is to bring about the world government. Well, let's quickly go to Ed is calling from Idaho. Ed, do you have a question or comment?
Yes, I do, Dr. Stan. Bob, you mentioned that even on this day of wonderful praise and adoration, the market dropped 332 points. You also stated that you foresaw for the 3 to 6 month term that conditions were going to improve. I'd like to know, can you elaborate on that and on what basis you think things are going to improve?
I don't remember saying that.
Well, I thought that the impression I got was you thought things would pick up here when they poured all this money into the economy.
Oh, yes, from the stimulus package, but that's going to be very fleeting, and it's not going to last long. Most of it's psychological, and I don't think that it's going to go much of anywhere. And I may be wrong. It may be much smaller than that, quicker than that. It might last a month or two. When you see the financial stocks go the way they went today, and I expected this, we're short 3 major stocks. We shorted Goldman Sachs at almost $200 a share. I think it closed around 59 today. And we're short J.P. Morgan Chase at 48. I think it closed around 16 or 15. And also the Citigroup we shorted at 44.10, and it closed around, 290. And when you see that happen, you know that it's extraordinarily serious. And maybe we won't get a bounce.
I think we're just going to have to wait and see. Nothing is definite in the world we're living in today, that's for sure.
That's true. I just was wondering. I was curious.
All right. Anything else you want to ask before we let you go?
No, I don't think that's fine. Thank you very much, both.
God bless. Okay, let's go to Ray calling from Santa Cruz. Hi, Ray. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing well.
Have a quick question for us?
Yeah. What I think is what is really frightening, what really scares me, is the lack of independent media. We've lost all the independent media chains, newspaper chains. They've been swallowed up by the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and they're part of the problem. So where do you get a voice?
You listen to Radio Liberty, and you help us as we reach out and we try to gradually expand our outreach. But at least we've got over 60 outlets every week, and at least someplace in the country people are hearing the truth. And we work very closely with other people, Alex, with Joyce, and they have similar outreaches on different stations. Pat Butch Paw is doing a great job. So we are reaching people. Don't get discouraged. We just need to reach a lot more, and you've got to help us. You've got to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
You can, and of course, wait till we get this great new DVD on the symbolism, the occult symbolism on the back of the dollar bill. You've got to be able to convince people that they are hiding their emblems in plain sight, and there really is a they, and you've got to be able to identify them and tie them into the spiritual battle. And I know you're a Christian, coming from a Christian perspective, so don't get discouraged, Ray. We're living in the most exciting times. Anything else you want to say?
Well, I found it very interesting that Rick Warren gave the inaugural prayer. I thought that very interesting because he's part of the problem, too.
He is. He's a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. He has been picked